Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumin and today we're having a look at Soulmask. Escaping a deadly sacrificial ritual, you find an ancient mystical mask on your journey. This mask holds potent knowledge, changing the world you knew. Face the harsh challenges of nature, survive, rally followers and build your own tribe. Explore and unveil the truths behind the enigmatic mask. So yeah, open world survival, building, crafting, and all the rest. There've been a lot of games like this. They're going around. And honestly, I think it's pretty fantastic because some of them end up being great. Now, I know why you guys are here. I do. For the character creation, obviously. But before we jump in, I will just say that you can find some links below if you want to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover. And you can also find the timestamps down there if you want to jump to certain points of the video. Yeah, you can do that. All right. The order of business will be male character creation and customization, then female, and then we will jump in and have a look at the mask customization, which is actually a pretty cool extra. All right, that's it. Let us begin. First things first, you can tell immediately that things have changed since the demo release, which was around the end of last year, if I'm remembering correctly. I might not be. We're in a cage now, a very spiky looking cage, instead of around a campfire where we were before. And there are some new options. There's actually a whole lot of new faces. So as we jump into the male customization here, you will see you have a better selection. I think you had maybe 4 before, maybe 5, I'm not sure. There are more faces now, and honestly, it's better, but it would have been the best if we had a little bit of customization to actually do on the face. Obviously, that would have been the best. However, yeah, I mean, we got a few decent options here now, and I'm almost certain that if you are going to be jumping in here and you want to pick something, you should probably be able to find something you like. The hair is still looking quite good. I sort of seem to remember going through this whole system before and thinking, man, it actually does look pretty good. It's just a pity that there aren't that many options. Speaking of which, we got the same hairstyles as before. It's just as weird as before. But I will stick with what I said before, and I'll tell you guys again, I get the feeling they are letting us play a certain role. We are jumping into a certain time period, a certain type or style of world, and in that world, this is what they want us to look like. And we are just getting to sort of modify our character as much as is allowed within those confines. So it is a structured approach. It is a relatively decent way of doing it if you want your game to look and feel a certain way. I get that. So the restrictions that are in place, they do that on purpose, you know. But at the same time, you know, people like customizing their character, and it makes sense to give them as much as they can get. This hairstyle's good. We'll keep this for now, and we'll have a look at the hair colors. There's one new hair color here. I think it might be the white one, or maybe this golden one. I don't remember this one being here, like yellowy golden. It might have been that we had these ones before. I'm almost certain there's one new one. It's most likely this. So yeah, not a massive selection for the hair colors. I'll just take the black right now so we're not blinded as we're going through it. Skin tone, you can go relatively dark and relatively light. Once again, it's a curated experience. They're trying to give you a certain look and feel for your character, and again, you are just working within those confines. And I kind of like it, you know? It sort of gives you an excuse to not add a huge amount of customization to the game, and for like an indie team, make an indie game, it honestly makes sense. So yeah, you can do the height of your character. It's actually the overall size, it's not just the height, but then you actually have body size, and I think this is one of the better body size sliders that I've seen. Not the best, but one of the better for sure. Like, it's up there. The transformation that your character's body goes through when you slide this around is, yeah, it's natural looking. It makes sense. You will notice, however, that, yeah, the next slider, which is body fat here, is still, you know, it's still doing very little. So what it is it's basically add in sort of a smoother texture to your character versus a more fine or chiseled texture. And it's nice because it makes the muscles more defined or whatever, but it's not actually changing the muscles themselves. It's not making them bigger. It's not making your character buffer or skinnier. It's just changing the shading on the model. And it's an okay way of going about it, because you can then use that and you can sort of jump between the different sizes here, and you can see, you know, if you want to be a little skinnier, a little leaner, and then you want to throw some muscles on there, yeah, you can do that. Or if you want to be bigger and you want it all smooth, you can do that too. But this body fat slider, I don't know, man. Like, to me, it ends up making the skin just look more leathery, and I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not a huge fan of this type of body fat slider. Nothing really wrong with it. It's just not a great look and feel. So there you go. That is basically it for the male customization. There are some options, and you can do some interesting stuff. But, you know, yeah. So, like, if you want to change the character up a little bit, let's take, like, a squarer jaw. Let's throw a fantastic hairstyle on there. Let's make that, like, a gray color, and then let's change the skin tone. So, that's about as different as you can get. Like, that's about as drastic as it gets. And you will notice one thing, it annoys me a little bit that every time I click on the face to move it, then I drag the body fat slider, it zooms out. Because you will notice that, and this is something you might not have seen, the face does actually get bigger when you move the body size slider around. It's a little annoying. Because, like, you want to look at the face, then you're like, okay, let's see how it looks if I slide this up. Nope, it zooms all the way out. So, just keep in mind that you can change the way your face looks by moving the slider around to a certain extent. Next, however, we're going to jump into the female character customization. Here we are. Same as males, they have a handful of extra faces. The female faces look good. They look really good. These are good-looking characters. And once again, they very much suit the look and feel and the style of the game. I kind of like it. You can also see it's kind of an interesting thing that I think you don't really realize at first, but they have a very specific type of nose on this character that doesn't really change all that much. I kind of like this whole curated experience. I kind of like that we are jumping into this specific sort of, I don't know, tribal or like Aztec feel for the race that we have here. It's very much evident in the colors that you have on your character and in the hairstyles that you can choose between. When we're doing the face here, keep in mind that the body fat slider will affect the face as well. So if you want to pick one of these faces, then you want to make it leaner or bigger, you can fiddle with that slider as well. Next up, however, let's take this face. Let's look at the hair. Very cool, the hair physics. I'm a big fan. I think it's kind of nice. It's incredibly smooth. I'm not sure what the gameplay performance implications are for this, because it seems a little over the top, actually, how smooth it moves around. But, yeah, I'm not going to complain. Same hairstyles that we had for the demo, except they added a bald head, which is new. And I think that this color right here is new as well. I'm not 100% certain. I know there's one extra color. I remember there being 4 in the demo, and now there's 5. Interesting choice. Again, it must be something to do with the curated experience they're trying to give us here. But I would have liked to have seen like a nice red, you know? Maybe a couple of different shades of the black that were maybe a little cooler or something like that. But I do like this color. I'm not about to complain about that. Let's actually take this color. Then, skin tone. The body options, not too plentiful. You can make your skin a little darker and a little lighter. It's cool. It's cool, you know. Then we have the height, which is basically the overall size of your character. Then we have the size, which is the fat of your character. And again, as I said, you can see that it modifies the face. It does change the way the face looks. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. This is one of my favorite parts of this character creation, is the body size slider, because it's actually pretty natural looking. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. Then we have body fat, which is It's the muscle definition slider, basically, and it does very little on the female body. I personally would like to see more, but I personally also don't really like the slider as it is. I would have liked a muscle definition slider that actually changed the size of the muscles, made them bigger or smaller, made them more chiseled or less. That to me would have been cooler, but it's not really a complaint. Basically, this makes your character smoother and softer. This makes it slightly, you know, more chiseled. It's okay. It's alright. And then the final slider, for a lot of people probably the most important, we have the breast slider. Unfortunately, they did not give the males an equivalent of this. There's nothing for the males. You just miss out on this. They didn't even give them beards, which is kind of a pity, you know, because I'm on the verge of being like certain that most men can grow a beard, no matter the culture, no matter the heritage, no matter the, you know, situation. Regardless, the breast slider, there it is. You can sort of maximize the size there. The physics on these babies, pretty cool. It's nicely done. Yeah, I'm a fan. I am. Why wouldn't I be? Even on the smallest, it's actually, well, not that small. Personally, I would take it even further. If I could drag it down to about here, that would be ideal for me. but I mean, hey, there it is. You can also change the body fat for this. Along with the body size, and then you'll get a slightly different look on it. They still move around relatively well, though. There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's why most people clicked on this video. This right here. So, that is the end of the female customization. Let me show you a different character quickly, just so that you can see. Let's take this face. Let's take that hairstyle. Let's make it... maybe the white one, and then let's take this all the way down. Let's make her smaller, and let's make her skinnier, like that. And there's a different character. So you can make a character that looks, you know, quite distinct, quite unique. However, you don't have a huge amount of options to do so. You're going to have to get a little creative with it. So, yeah, there you go. Now, next up, I'm going to pick sort of like a defaulty character up in the middle over here. There's one final stop, which is probably the coolest stop. Let's take it like this. This is kind of nice. We're going to jump into the mask customization now. I'm going to click next. I'm going to skip the cutscenes. And there we go. This is kind of sick. I really like what they have here. So you get to pick your mask. This one is called Civilization. This one's called Conquest. And this one's called Rich. I feel like they sort of explain themselves with the names, but let's have a look. Civilization. 2 round eye holes reveal hints of dignity and majesty. The slightly agape mouth seems to be chanting something sacred. That's cool, right? That's cool. This one has common overclock. So mass-produced masks can achieve common overclocking due to mature technologies and rich experience in large-scale production. Repaired to increase the mask upgrade speed by 50%. Then we have stamina surge. Repair it to stimulate the body through some unknown means, which vastly boosts stamina. Max stamina plus 5, max load plus 10. Then we have deep sleep. Repair it to activate the sleep help system for the wearer to quickly enter deep sleep when sleeping, which boosts morale recovery speed by 50%. Critical barrier. Repair it to activate the head defense barrier when necessary, boosting head defense. Damage to head reduced by 10%. For those that perhaps didn't know, if it's not clear, when they say repair it, to do this, they mean you need to put points into it. You need to sort of, quote unquote, upgrade the mask. So it's the talent tree in the game, in essence. Outer armor. Repair it to stimulate the body through some unknown means, which hardens the skin, reducing the body damage taken by 5%. Sequence protection. When repaired, reprocess shield information first in shield status. Defense plus 10. And then finally, healer mode. Mimicry. In the mimicry mode, trigger emergency rescue when receiving high frequency attacks. The higher the frequency, the more HP is restored. Microscopic repair active. When the ability is activated, the mask releases microscopic repair units to slowly fix the body by recovering HP every 5 seconds. Press V in mimicry mode to release it. There you go. That's the Civilization mask. Then we're going to look at the customization of it quickly. You get to change the base, or I guess you could call it the metal color. And there's a fantastic selection here. Like, this game is called Soulmask. It's in the name, so it's probably the most important part, and thus they have actually given it some decent options here. So you get to change this one, the color over here, and then you get to change the pupil color as well, which is the eye color on the mask. And to be honest, I think you can probably come up with some really cool combinations here. You can make it sort of look like a more traditional gold mask, and then you can throw some like nice red on there that would look good, or maybe like a deep blue or something would look kind of fantastic. You mix and match, you can do something nice with it. You can go full pink if you think that suits your character. Yeah, you do you on these. You will notice immediately that the mask colors are the same. So if you pick these, you do have the same customization options. The mask, however, does look a little different. Next mask is Conquest. The surface of the mask reveals narrow, abyssal eye sockets, seemingly peering into all the sins of the virtual world. The menacing fangs instill a sense of dread upon gazing. So you can sort of immediately see that this is more about the people, the community. This one's obviously going to be more about fighting. And the last one, well, we'll see when we get there. Common overclock. That's the same as the first one. I think that's the only thing that they have in common. This allows you to repair the mask, and you can increase the mask upgrade speed by 50%. Falling buffer. Protect the body from fall by distributing the force of the impact across the whole body. Fall damage reduced by 10%. Noise absorption. Absorb the vibrational energy generated when walking. Noise minus 10%. Forbidden territory. Secretly delve into forbidden knowledge. Awareness. Experience gained from killing humanoid creatures, 5%. Not sure exactly what the wording was on that, but there you go. Light disturbance. Impairs the target's vision using disturbing light. Disturbing light. Concealment plus 10%. Okay. I mean, disturbing light. There you go. Hidden assault. When attacking the target from behind, damage dealt plus 10%. And finally, Slayer mode. Mimicry. Each attack grants 1.5% lifesteal effect in mimicry mode. Critical strike. Active. When launching attacks against key parts of a creature, has a 20% chance to quickly reduce the target's resilience. Press V in mimicry mode to release it. There you go. So this is definitely more about fighting and damage. Then you have the colors. I'm kind of a fan. I think the masks are probably the most special part of this character creation. I think that they look relatively nice. And there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with them. It's very colorful. And I mean, I think that's already just like, by itself, all by itself, that's a sort of a nice thing. That it's so vibrant, such a rich set of colors you can choose from. Our final mask is Rich. The mask is adorned with twinkling star patterns, shimmering brightly in the dark night. The two pairs of eyes form harmonious and mysterious arcs, as if they are about to encompass everything beautiful in the world. They have common overclock on here, as the others do. You repair it to increase the mask upgrade speed by 50%. Data analysis optimizes the accuracy of life's perceptions information processing ability, enabling real-time perception of the distance from a target. Projectile adjustment. Perform slight adjustments to the projectile of arrows automatically. Precision increased by 10%. Hunting guide. Draft an album of the prey. Awareness experience from killing non-humanoids 5%. Poison injection. The special shooting technique makes arrows pierce through fur from a weak spot. Okay. With poison smeared on the arrow, dealing 30% higher damage to creatures. Deeply focused. Highly focused during work or combat. Stamina costs 5% less. And sniping mode. This is the bow and arrow one, I see. Amplifies the power of bow and arrow in mimicry mode. Damage dealt by bows plus 15%. Weak spot analysis. Active. Analyze the target's weak spot and gain a higher chance to hit its weak spots when attacking. With crit plus 5%. There you go. That's it. This final one, you can see it's got a smoother texture on it. So it's going to look a little different when you throw these colors on there. Kind of nice. Ooh, very bright. That's really sick. Yeah, I'm a fan. Ooh, that red is... wow. Well, I mean, both of these reds are actually really nice. This one, it's the pattern around the eyes down here, and then that like gem thing at the top there that's changing. It seems a little less obvious, the change, so it's not as bright, but that's probably mostly because the rest of the mask is what it is and looks the way it looks, you know? But there you go. That is it for the masks. And that does bring us to the end of this video. Soulmask. Yeah. I mean, the characters and stuff look pretty good, as they did during the demo. They might actually look a little bit better now, and I'm a big fan of this mask customization that they have in here. I think it's really cool. It's a nice fit for the style that the game has. And that said, the game is definitely giving you a more curated experience. And I understand that, and I respect that. I like what they've given us within those confines, but I do think a few extra options would go a long way to make this far more appealing for people. That's all I'll say. I like what there is, but I'd love to see a tiny bit more. I am a fan, however. I like the way the bodies look, obviously. The colors and stuff that they've chosen to give us here are, again, as I mentioned, vibrant, fun, colorful, you know. And overall, it's cool. Yeah, it's all right. I do like to focus on the good, guys. I like to do that. So, if you are playing this game, you can let me know what you think. You can, as always, find my links below. My Ko-fi page, my Twitch channel. And, hey, you can give this video a like and share it and do all that other good stuff. Most importantly, yo, enjoy making those characters in Soulmask. Happy that.